Hi guys, morning. Hope you well. Hope you like the new haircut. I've been getting comments and feedback of the hairstyle that I've been using, and yeah, it was probably time for a cleanup. I'm just gonna do a quick hand wash and face wash, just to get the sweat off because my barber's on the uphill and I did not go with the car. So I did just got the cardio going because I do live on a hill, and if you on a hilly incline and you can push yourself, it's a brilliant way to get the neck muscles working, the the bicep and the what you call this back part of the muscle working, the deltoid. I don't have full range of motion in the deltoid, but yeah, it does work. It doesn't look pretty and it's not filled with finesse as you see in the movies, but the reason you see that in the movies is because the actor sometimes is not really paralyzed. Um, and now I can't find the basin plug. Silly me, water restrictions. The plug was left in the basin. Um, you probably won't be able to see everything that I do, but this is just a quick hand and face wash to get the road grime off the elbows and the arms. Any questions, feel free to ask. I typically, in the shower, I don't use a washcloth. I use a shower scrunchie or a shower hose. Some people even call it a loofah sponge. Um, but yeah, then I just sort of palm the soap. And sort of start. And yes, I know all your grooming fiends are gonna come back to me with comments on how you shouldn't wash your hair with soap. But if you're in a hurry between dates, you didn't hear that from me. But if you need a quick shower without having to transfer, my previous video shows the water canister that you can use. But this was the way before we had water restriction problems in Cape Town. As big grows and so there comes a time when you really want to take care of personal admin, and yeah. As you guys see, I'm an open book. So I welcome any feedback, comments, criticism. Suggestions for ideas. And it doesn't always have to be us men folk, can be us ladies as well. Just on a side note, while I look up to the camera all covered in soap, on a side note, I like to be early at the barber so we can cope with my muscle spasms and so on like that. Yeah. Gives him the patience, no customers waiting behind me. He doesn't have to worry. And also, when you go to the ATM to withdraw money, I'm not a problem with being lost in line because it gives me time to get ready with the money and the card and everything. visualize how I'm going to position my chair, because sometimes the ATM I personally have had to stand up out of my wheelchair to reach the buttons. Oh, and this is another one for waiters. When a blind person asks you to bring the speed point and they ask you where the number 5 is, don't guide them to make them press the button, just guide them to the button, because the number 5 has a little marking, a little dot, so that the person can guide themselves around their own pin code. You know, so don't guide them to press the button, because 5 may not be the first number in their code. You know, they just need that number 5 as a bearing. Sorry if you find this disgusting, but for those of you praying for my mobility and the mobility of others, you need to actually be able to see what you're praying for and understand why you're praying. I did the video like this on Facebook Live. I have no problem with people praying. They must just understand why. You know, your prayer for me to get out of this wheelchair and walk is not gonna happen. But giving me more mobility and less spasm in the wheelchair, in the car, with feeding, with things like sex, that helps a lot. I am trying to figure out how I can show you guys how the my urinal works, but yeah, just trying to figure out how that's gonna work, because as you'll see, I can only do a head and shoulders viewpoint, and it's important for you guys to see other coping mechanisms as well. That's how we do it when you don't have the strength to transfer out of your chair. And then you just take the end of the towel. It's a bit of, this is why we call it a cowboy splash. Because remember, money rich and time poor, even more so when you're disabled. Your time is of the essence, because quite a lot of your time is spent transferring and doing, you know, the unmentionables, which people need to know about, so that they know what they're praying for and they know what they're giving money for, you know. Pet peeve of mine was, if I was waiting outside of a shop for a family member or my mother, people would want to give me money. And I've always had to explain to them, listen, I'm a student, or I am employed, but thank you very much for the gesture. People do it because they don't understand why or how. All they want to do is help, and while that's admirable, it can be seen as a bit demeaning, but that's just my opinion. If you have another, please let me know. That's about it. I'm not going to show you the dirty water, because I mean, we all bath, we all brush our teeth, we all shave. Subscribe, rate, like. Yeah, Facebook,